Hi, Rocco Stano here at TLA, Texas Library Association Conference in Dallas, Texas. And with me is Marlaine Maddux, white. Yes, because we had someone else here who was right, but you're white. Yes. So, Marlaine, your book is published by Penny Farthing Productions.
Yes, correct,
Yes.
correct.
And this book is called The Hidden Loch,
Yes.
LOCH. So what is for our viewers that may not know what a loch is? What is a loch?
A loch is a lake, but actually this little community is deep underwater below Loch Ness, which you access by a series of tunnels. So it's very hidden, but it's under Loch Ness, so I called it the Hidden Loch.
The Hidden Loch, and Loch Ness is in Scotland.
Yes.
And there's some people think it's real, and some people think it's mythical. That there is what there.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Right, and that was actually the sort of inspiration for the book, the graphic novel.
Graphic novel.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. I read a little article a few years ago about another sighting of the Loch Ness Monster, and I began to think about that. What a fun story that might be, fictional fantasy, alternate reality kind of thing, and I decided that I wanted to try to put together a story about that. And basically this book was born out of that.
Right, so there is a underwater hidden world.
Community where so-called extinct and mythological characters live and still survive, but we don't know about it.
Right. Are they mythological characters that we're familiar with?
Some of them are. In fact, the book in the back has what I created called the LOCH lexicon, and where there really are extinct characters that we do know about scientifically, I actually give an explanation of them and tell which of my characters represents that species.
Well, that's fascinating. So it's the LOCH lexicon
Yes.
in the back of the book.
Yes.
And so there are some that were actual creatures.
Yes, absolutely. For instance, the Coelacanth, which for so many years they thought was extinct, they discovered a live coelacanth off the coast of South Africa about 20 years ago. And since then they've discovered a couple more. So they must have come from the Hidden Loch.
Well, that's fascinating. But these creatures live in this underwater world peacefully.
Yeah. Oh, very peacefully. Their world is just all about peace and harmony, and they live in existence in the same way they've lived for thousands of years, and it's only until something happens that they feel like they're threatened and may be discovered do things begin to change.
Until something happens. Oh, so is that would that be a spoiler?
Could be.
Okay, so we won't say what the thing is that happens that disturbs all these creatures underwater. But on the cover, by the way, the illustrator of the graphic novel is Claude St. Aubin.
Yes, he's a Canadian illustrator, a beautiful, talented artist, and a joy to work with.
Right, and so on the cover we have a few circles. There are 7 circles, and the top 2 they look like just regular guys.
They are known to our little community as dry walkers. That's how they refer to humans. And one of the pictures of the younger fellow is considered the good dry walker in my story, and the other one is one that's kind of evil.
Okay, the bad guy,
Yeah.
the villain, right? And then we have underneath each of them we have 2 smiley creatures.
Well, they're members of the community. One of them is called Barracks, and she's the leader of the sacred music in the Hidden Loch. She is actually based on the true extinct fish called the capra barracks, and that's part of the lexicon. And then the other one is another little plesiosaur character named Champ. And so, yeah, they all work in. And then down at the bottom is Montorto, who's on the Council of Ages.
Is that the fellow in the center on the bottom?
No, this is Montorto.
Oh, ages. He looks a little aged.
Yeah, their ruling group is called the Council of Ages. It's a council of elders, and so he is a part of that. And then the middle one down there,
He doesn't look very friendly.
it's a she, and her name is Bentha, and she's based on the extinct fish called the Doncleosteus. And it was an huge armored fish back in the day. And she is kind of she was ousted from the Hidden Loch because she created so much disharmony and trouble. So when our creatures meet up with her again in the story, and then we see what happens.
So let me just ask you a question now. Are you a scientist?
No, I'm not.
So how did you, did you research all these extinct creatures?
Yes, I did my research.
And you decided that I like this extinct creature and I am going to include this as one of my characters.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fascinating. Yes. And so, well, with Claude St. Aubin's drawings, I'm sure you must have a few favorites in the book.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, can you show us?
Yes, I would like to. If I can find the markers. Okay.
I'll take the marker away, and we'll just turn that around.
This one is the first view we have of Imperial City, which is a place they've been searching for. It's another hidden place. And so that page I always love because he drew it distinctly different from everything else we've seen, so that it did have its own look, its own character, its own architecture. And so that was one of my favorites.
Right, and do you have another?
Well, I really kind of am drawn to the first part where we see the loch for the first time when we break into it. We come down from Loch Ness and break into the hidden loch, and that's a page.
And so, what do you want readers to come away from the book with? Yes.
Thank you for asking that question. First and foremost, I want them to come away having felt like they had a lot of fun and that it was very entertaining. It's fast-paced and I have lots of characters. But at the end of the day, I'd like for them to think a little bit deeper about the meaning of this. And the meaning is all about if you isolate yourself too much, you acquire incorrect attitudes and assumptions about life and about other creatures. And there's a line in the book that says, you may continue to hate, but it won't make you safer. And that is right there a line that I think kind of encapsulates a lot of what I was trying to say. But I knew first and foremost it had to be entertaining and fun.
Right. Now, you have a few grandchildren. Seven grandchildren. And are they old enough to appreciate the book?
Yes, some of them are. Yes, they range in age from 3 to 18.
Oh, okay, yes. So what's their reaction to the book?
Of course, they love it. Their grandmother wrote it. Well, are you kidding?
Yes. No, but did you share the story with them during the process?
Yes, a little bit. But, children, they listen, but they really want to see it. They want to see what you're talking about. I can verbalize it, but they wanted to see it. And so they really enjoyed it once it was finished.
Right.
And one thing I did try to do, because I have both girl and boy grandchildren, is I wanted to be sure the book represented both boys and girls in the way they think. I have a character named Zap that's impulsive and fun and joyful and uninhibited, and he's a male. But then I have another male who's kind of sensitive and serious and unsure. And so, I've tried to incorporate a lot. I may have tried to do too much, but I think it came out all right.
Well, we won't tell your grandchildren, but I'm going to ask you this question. Did you when you were creating your characters, did you draw upon some of the characteristics of any of your grandchildren?
Yes.
You heard it here first. The hard-hitting questions of KidLit TV. But we won't say which grand.
ones,
So
right.
that means they all have to go back
Yes.
and reread the book.
And then
And
identify themselves. Yeah. Well, I didn't do any characters exactly like any, but I mean I combined some personality traits.
Well, that's terrific. And so, do you have any plans for another book?
I've thought a lot about this. Actually, this story could go in a lot of different directions. There could be a prequel, there could be a sequel, there could be a more exploration of Imperial City and those characters. There's possibilities. Nothing's on the drawing board yet, but
So, the hidden lock may not be, well, it's not hidden anymore from this, but we will learn more about the hidden lock.
I think so.
Well, that's
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by. And we'll just again, the book is The Hidden Lock by Penny Farthing Productions. It's available, I'm assuming, from Follett and Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Brodart. All those good places people buy books and libraries buy books. Well, thank you again. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yes. They want us to.